My partner told me I need a break. Let's just be pals. I said fine. Then I removed her from shared accounts, took back her car keys, and reset our streaming password. 3 days later, she was pounding frantically on my door. I'm 32 male, sitting in a silent apartment for the first time in 4 years. It's odd, not unpleasant, just quiet. 2 evenings ago, my girlfriend of 4 years, Nora, 29, female, sat me down on the couch we chose together. She had that expression, serious, yet detached. My gut sank. We need to have a conversation, she began. Classic line, I know. She spoke for about 10 minutes about her self-discovery, feeling trapped and wanting to rediscover herself. It was a polished monologue, packed with buzzwords and empty phrases. The core message came with a gentle, almost sympathetic smile. I think we should just be buddies. I need some distance. I've seen this script before. I've browsed online forums. The typical reaction is to get upset, beg, ask where I went wrong. I felt the pain, don't misunderstand. It hit like a kick to the chest. But watching her deliver that practiced sincerity, something in me locked into focus. This wasn't a discussion, it was a verdict. So I didn't weep, didn't yell, just nodded calmly and said, all right, if that's what you need. She seemed surprised. Oh, okay. I'm relieved you're handling this so well. She said she'd crash at her friend Lila's place for a few days to give us both room to breathe. She packed a small bag, gave me a brief, awkward embrace, and left. The second the door shut, I exhaled a breath I hadn't realized I was holding. The hurt lingered, a steady ache in my ribs, but beneath it was an odd sense of resolve. Pals. She wanted to be pals. Fine. So I decided to approach the situation with the precise practical reality she'd outlined. We were buddies now, not a couple. Our lives needed to be untangled. I'm an organized guy. I like plans. I opened my laptop and made one. Joint accounts. I checked my bank statements. The main ones were simple: streaming services, music app, the grocery delivery we both enjoyed. I control the primary accounts for all of them. I reset the passwords. Then I removed her from the music app's family plan. For the grocery delivery, I canceled the account. It was set to renew soon anyway. Savings about $120 a month. The car. This was the big deal. 2 years back, Nora's old car broke down. I'd just landed a raise, so I bought a dependable SUV. The vehicle is fully in my name. The title, loan insurance, all mine. She drove it most since I work remotely and rarely need it. It was practically her car in use, but legally mine. A buddy doesn't drive a car I'm financially and legally liable for. The insurance risk alone is a headache. I sent her a message, not hostile, just direct. Me. Hey, since we're taking a break and sorting things as friends, I'll need the car back. Insurance gets tricky if a non-resident drives it primarily. Let me know when I can pick up the keys. I can come to you. Apartment. We live in my place. My name's the only one on the lease. She moved in 2 years ago. No legal complications there, thank goodness. I haven't changed the locks yet. Figured I'd give her time to grab her stuff like a reasonable person. I did all this methodically in about an hour. It wasn't about spite. It was about limits. It was about embracing the new reality she'd set for us. If we're just buddies, this is what being buddies looks like. The car text went out 48 hours ago. She read it, no response. The grocery service emailed her about the account cancellation. She'd have noticed the streaming and music passwords failed when she tried them. Total silence. Until now. There's a knock at the door, not a casual knock. It's rapid, urgent, relentless. I know it's her, and from the sound, she's not here to be my pal. Update 1. Thanks for the comments and messages. It's crazy how many folks have dealt with something like this. It's reassuring I'm not nuts for responding this way, so the knocking. I took a deep breath, walked to the door, and checked the peephole. Yep, Nora. She looked rattled. Her hair was disheveled, her face tight with frustration. I opened the door. What's your deal, she snapped. Not even a hi. I leaned on the doorframe. Not sure what you're getting at, Nora. My music app kicked me out mid-track. The streaming won't load. And you're demanding the car? What's this about? I kept my tone steady. I'm doing what you requested. You wanted distance to be buddies. Buddies don't share streaming or cover each other's cars. I'm just straightening things out. She gaped at me, mouth slightly ajar like I'd switched to another language. Straightening things out? I said I needed a break, not for you to wreck our whole life. I need that car for work tomorrow. I get that it's a hassle, I said, and I meant it. But the car's mine legally and financially. I can't have a non-resident driving it full time. It's an insurance issue. You can pick up your stuff from the apartment anytime. Just let me know so I can be here. That's when her entitlement shone through. My stuff? We live here, and that's my car. You got it for me. I bought it when we were committed, I corrected softly. That commitment's done per you. We're buddies. This is me treating you like one. She threw her arms up. This is absurd. This isn't how you treat a buddy. It's spiteful and cruel. God, Ethan was right about you. There it was. The name lingered. Ethan, her co-worker, the one she'd been grabbing drinks with too often the past 2 months, the one whose texts lit up her phone at odd hours. My instincts had been nagging about Ethan for weeks, but I'd ignored them. I'd trusted her. A flicker of something must have crossed my face because she tried to backpedal. That's not what I meant. Who's Ethan Nora? I asked, voice still low. Just a work buddy. He's been supportive through this. Through what? Your choice to end our 4-year relationship? You're twisting things, she hissed. I needed a pause, some distance, and you pull this? You're trying to control me just like he said. So that was the play. This guy Ethan had been whispering in her ear, casting me as the bad guy likely to make his move, and Nora, craving the excitement of a new fling without losing the security I provided, had cooked up this let's be pals scheme. She thought she could bench me, keep using my car, my place, my cash, while she tested a new romance. The boldness of it was staggering. I held out my hand. The car keys. Nora. She looked from my hand to my face, eyes brimming with shock and fury. She scoffed. No, I need it. I'll ask once more politely. Please hand over the keys to my car. She folded her arms. What'll you do if I don't? Call the police. That'd look great for you. I didn't flinch. Fine. I pulled out my phone. I didn't call 911. I opened my car's app. I located the SUV. It was parked nearby. With a few taps, I locked the doors and triggered the alarm. The horn blared a shrill, unending sound in the calm evening. Her eyes widened. What did you do? She yelled. The car's locked and the alarm's on. It'll keep going until I stop it. Next, I can report it stolen. It's in my name. Remember? They'll find you with it. That'll be a tough talk for you. So, one last time, the keys. She glared, chest heaving. The alarm wailed on. Defeated and utterly humiliated, she rummaged in her bag, movements sharp and angry. She slapped the keys into my hand. I tapped my phone and the alarm ceased. The sudden quiet was heavy. Now, I said, voice icy. You need to collect your things. You have 48 hours to arrange a time with me. After that, I'm changing the locks. She stared with raw loathing. Without a word, she turned and stormed off. I watched her leave, then shut the door. My hands trembled. Not from fear, but adrenaline. This wasn't just a split anymore. It was something bigger. And I sensed it was far from done. The past week has been a crash course in escalating audacity and denial. I feel like I'm starring in a drama I never signed up for. The 48-hour deadline passed. Nora didn't call, didn't text, just silence. So as promised, I hired a locksmith to swap the apartment locks. Cost me $300, but the calm was worth it. I also set up a small hidden camera in my living room facing the entrance. A gut feeling said it'd be a smart move. That gut was right. The day after the locks changed, the first sneaky move hit. My bank called about a fraud alert. Someone tried to flag my card as stolen. They used the automated system but flubbed some security questions, so it was flagged. I verified I had the card and they added extra protections to my account. Trick 2 was far worse 2 days later. I got an email invite for a mandatory HR meeting. The subject was just discussion follow-up. My manager Tom and an HR rep Lisa were listed. My stomach knotted. I entered the meeting room and they looked grim. This wasn't a casual check-in. Lisa began her tone formal and measured. Thanks for joining us. We received an anonymous tip with serious claims about your behavior outside work. Per policy, we must inform you and address it. She turned her laptop. It was an email from a throwaway account sent to her and Tom. It portrayed me as erratic possessive and prone to volatile outbursts, claiming I was harassing my ex. It was crafted to paint me as a workplace risk. My pulse raced, but I stayed composed. I read it, took a breath, and faced them. Lisa, Tom. This is humiliating, I started. My partner and I parted ways last week. It's been messy. This email is a spiteful false attack from her because I reclaimed my car and canceled joint accounts after she ended things. That person isn't me. Tom, who'd been silent, leaned in. Lisa. I've supervised this guy for 4 years. He's one of my steadiest team members. We've had tight deadlines and tough clients, and I've seen nothing but professionalism. This email doesn't match the employee I know. Lisa nodded, listening. She looked at me. Do you think this will escalate? Could it impact work? No, I said firmly. I've secured my home and accounts. This was a desperate move on her part. It won't repeat and won't affect my job. Lisa closed the laptop. We're noting this incident and your response. Given your record and Tom's support, we view this as a malicious personal issue. No further action is needed now, but we wanted transparency. Our support program is available if you need it. I left shaken but relieved. She'd tried to sabotage my career. This wasn't a game anymore. That night, my camera proved its worth. Around 10 p.m., I got a motion alert. I opened the feed, heart racing as the doorknob turned slowly. Someone tried a key. It jiggled, then stopped. Seconds later, it tried again. It was Nora. When the key failed, she stood there a full minute staring at the door before leaving. I saved the clip. This was the limit. She'd targeted my job, tried to enter my home. This wasn't about being mature anymore. It was about survival. I needed something final to cut the last tie and reveal the truth in a way she couldn't spin. Then I thought of her parents. Nora's parents, Paul and Diane, are solid folks. Traditional, grounded, no-drama types. They always respected me. When I bought the SUV, they'd kindly given us as a couple $6,000 toward the down payment. It was a gift for our shared future. I paused. This felt like a big step, but she'd crossed far worse lines. I drafted a message to her dad, Paul. Me. Hi, Paul. Hope you and Diane are doing well. I'm reaching out because, as you may know, Nora and I have split. I'm arranging to sell the SUV and want to return the $6,000 you both generously gave for it. It doesn't feel right to keep it now. What's the best way to send it back? I sent it. My phone buzzed within minutes. Paul, what's this? Nora said you two were just arguing. Call me. I inhaled deeply and dialed. The tide was about to turn. Final update. It's done. Really, truly done. The past weeks have been a slow burn explosion, and I'm just now stepping out of the wreckage. The call with Paul was heavy. I laid it all out clearly and factually. The split, the car, the accounts, the email to my boss, and the video of her trying my door. I offered to share the evidence. A long silence followed. Diane and I are driving down, he said, voice tight. We need to sort this out. We'll be there tomorrow. The next day they met me at my place. They looked weary and tense. Diane's eyes were red, Paul's expression stern. They were courteous but guarded. I could see the conflict, wanting to trust their daughter, but facing my serious claims. We want the whole story, Diane said quietly. Nora's our daughter. She's distraught and says you're misreading everything. I get it, I said. Words can be twisted. Videos are tougher to dispute. I showed them the footage on my laptop. I watched their reactions as their daughter stealthily tried my door late at night. Diane gasped, hand to her mouth. Paul's face darkened. I want to believe there's a reason for this, Paul said, but his tone lacked certainty. Then let's ask her, I proposed. I grabbed my phone. Why not call her now? Put it on speaker. Paul glanced at Diane, then nodded. He called Nora. Hey, Dad. Her voice came through bright, too bright. Nora, Paul said, voice flat. Your mom and I are at my name's place. Silence hit fast. What? Why? He's shown us a video from last night you trying to enter his apartment with an old key. Explain that to me now. What? That's insane. I wasn't. I was just checking on him. I was concerned. She faltered, panic clear in her voice. Concerned at 10 p.m. using a key you shouldn't have without calling or knocking. Paul pressed. He's spinning things. He's making me look bad. He stole my car. She screamed, voice hitting a frantic pitch. He's offering to repay the $6,000 we gave for it, Paul said coldly, which you never mentioned. Just like you didn't mention you were dumped, not just in a spat. What's happening, Nora? Her story crumbled live on speaker. She sobbed, accused, deflected. It was a total disaster. Paul finally stopped her. We'll talk later. Stay put. He hung up and looked at me, face lined with anger and shame. I'm sorry, he said. They called Nora to the apartment. When she arrived 20 minutes later and saw them, her face paled. The final showdown wasn't a yelling match. It was a dissection. Her parents, armed with facts, and her own damning call calmly unraveled her. Her lies about staying with Lila, about Ethan being just a colleague, about me being the antagonist, all spilled out. The fallout was quiet and severe. Her parents said they were ashamed of her dishonesty. They demanded she repay the $6,000 herself and cut off all financial aid. She was told to arrange moving her belongings within 48 hours without their support. She was on her own. Nora sat there, drained, the defiance gone. She'd built her scheme on lies, and I'd simply pulled the keystone. A moving company I assume she paid for with credit arrived the next day. She waited in the van while they swiftly cleared her stuff. Selling the SUV took 2 weeks. I got low offers before a local dealer gave a fair price. They picked it up from my lot yesterday. Once the funds cleared, I sent $6,000 to Paul and Diane. Paul's reply was brief. We're deeply sorry. We wish you well. I've blocked Nora, Ethan, and their circle. I don't know their status, and the most liberating feeling is I truly don't care. The silence in my apartment isn't odd anymore. It's calm. It's the sound of a chaotic chapter 1 I never chose finally closing.